Pound sand. Just checking in on the live just to see. It's pretty dark out here. So I've been noticing some of the comments have been going out there lately, and I just thought I'd have a little chat out here tonight, out here by the little lakeside. It's actually a little fake lake, and it's a small footprint, but there's still a little bit of wildlife out here. There's still a couple places that's it out here. Um, so watching the Houston video that was taking place in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, uh, I noticed that there were some comments that, and I went and did a little bit of bantering, a little bit back and forth, and just by the way that the commenter was on there led me to believe that it was more likely either a law enforcement officer or associated with a law enforcement agency. And if you read some of the comments, you'll see it goes to show you that just kind of the mentality of some of the officers that you may have to be dealing with out there. Uh, they'll try to pick and choose through the statutes and and trying to make their case out of it. And if you read through there, that's what a lot of officers do. So you to watch out if you think you've got everything going for you, they're going to pick and choose some words. But I was out there, I was scouring through the statutes and whatever, and there's associated case law with that. But there's not a whole lot going on tonight, folks. Went and did a little. I was getting ready to go to the house yesterday, and I heard a bunch of sirens and what have you. And I said, you know what? I said I'm going to see exactly see where they go, see if I can get anything out of it, and I'm going to do a little cop watch. Haven't done a whole lot of that. So I don't know if anybody had the chance to check that video out. I know Pound saying I know you did because you stabilized and what have you. So a good job on that. I walked up to the scene and I thought I was walking up hot. And it was funny because when I was walking up there, this firefighter was looking straight at me. Instead of tending to his patient, it was finger that telltale wave of that finger like a mother or father or something like no. And yeah, he said it's private. You can't film a private thing out here. And I was like quoting the Tennessee Constitution. And it was interesting because none of the other firefighters, none of the paramedics they tended to their patient, um, and they didn't pay me any attention at all. They just did what they were there to do. The officer looked up briefly for a second, or one of the officers, I should say. There was a total of 5 officers at the particular scene, and only one officer really looked in my direction for just a brief second and didn't say a word, didn't address me or yourself to me. Then how in the world am I supposed to do what you're asking me to do? I mean, you could at least do that. I don't know. Is there any comments that have been going by here? Did I accidentally turn them off, or I didn't think there were any comments going on out here. I was just chapping away. I think I see that there actually was comments over there. Somebody's walking along the trail with their flashlight. Oh yeah, thank you, Mr. Scientifical. Sorry about that, guys. Lots of buffering. It's dark and buffering. Confirms it's me. What's up? I don't know how I had turned the comments off, but I did. So I didn't think anybody was here. So, and there I go. Turn them off again. Yeah, you hear the bullfrogs. Well, somebody, don't flash the light in my face, please. Yes, there's somebody sitting over here. Somebody just walking their dog, and I guess they're just hearing me talking there. But I thought I made myself quite obvious that I was here. You didn't have to sit there and flash the light in my face. But anyway, I almost lost my little train of thought there. I don't know what this guy and his dog are looking for, but they keep flashing their light in my face. But yeah, I had that no finger. That was kind of funny. So, but at any rate, what I was getting at, when I was doing that, I had wrapped. It also taught me a lesson because I had wrapped myself around into the situation where I started getting tunnel vision. I was more worried about that firefighter giving me that figure out exactly which apparatus that he came out of, that I didn't keep focused in on filming the car, and it was a little bit more difficult to see. Those officers went into that vehicle several times, and they went through that vehicle several times. And it makes you wonder if it was a medical distress call. All was there some type of criminal offense? I don't know, but it sits there and makes you wonder. How was that search done? Because I'll tell you, I've come up and reported a traffic accident before. Um, okay, looks like I'm back connected here. I don't see any comments though. As I say, I don't know what some of these other buttons do. I just happen to notice that there's a couple of other things that you can. Oh, okay. There's the. Oh, how about that? Next next time I next time I go live, if I need it, I just found that there's a little button there to activate the light on the phone. So that's good to know. And because I was wondering, I saw that Cop Watch was doing a couple lives, and then I noticed that he was muting the microphone. So I was just kind of, it's another thing I was kind of doing just to see where that was at. Of course, I said if you're not if you're not ready to go live, then don't go live. But I know it's difficult to go live at the right moment because it does take a while for that to set up and what have you. But yeah, there's I don't know if you saw that News Now Houston issue, but that was problematic. The state has through the Supreme Court, the state stating, well, it wasn't a traffic stop. That the case law that I used uh, is strictly for a checkpoint. Well, that was a checkpoint case, but the state made it clear through the case, and I wasn't prepared to think about the case at the moment, but through that particular case, the state was clear that that function was related to a traffic stop and not necessarily a checkpoint in and of itself, that only the Tennessee Highway Patrol has that particular power. So, there's definitely some issues with that issue out of Oak Ridge. But the bigger point is that you guys out there, because these officers, they are using these other tactics because they're picking and choosing around the laws, and even when there's valid case law out there, they're still trying to make a case around case law. I don't know. It says I'm live. It says there's participants here, but I don't see any comments. Is anybody out there? Can anybody any out there hear me or anything? I see the participants there. I see some thumbs up. I saw another thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. uh, yeah, I was actually going to do this yesterday around around this time, and as soon as I started to set up out here and do this, that's when I heard a whole bunch of sirens and what have you. So somebody had called me a traitor yesterday, merely for just stating that they stated that somebody else stated in their chat something about something. Uh, I don't see how that's being a traitor. I just merely stated that they were the ones that made the statement about somebody making the statement. They even produced a video highlighting that statement, so I'm not exactly sure where that was coming from. But that issue came out there, and I just thought I was curious about that. Yeah, this is really strange because the comments on sitting here talking forever, thinking that nobody is saying anything. I was talking in circles, but then now all of a sudden, I see a bunch of comments again. It's okay. Pound sand. Signal is really bad. Please move to a better spot. No signal really keeps freezing. Okay. Well, that's really weird. Hey, News Now, Kentucky. Hello, adjust your focus. What's that say? The more off than on live in his signature. Okay, all right. I'm guessing the Kive is live. Well, you know, I really had to improve the my signal, I guess, and but it's really good to know. Um, See, I'm sorry, guys, because these for some reason, I guess with the connections and the delays and the signals and what have you, that I didn't even get the question. Hey, constitutional hero, what's going on, man? Excitable supporters, you took that into circles. Well, I'm not exactly sure what I took off into circles, but I've certainly learned some lessons. I had a backup camera yesterday, um, and for some reason it went hot. It, I started it hot, and it went dead for some reason on the way to the scene, and then the other one, for some reason, I thought I had started it, but I didn't. But I think I may have, because I may have had it mounted in the holder where the button was, and it may have accidentally turned off what I had started on there. So, Constitutional Hero, I don't know if you got to hear. Man, I keep having to hit the thing to get the chats to pull up. It's not like buffer, also known as Taylor Swift trouble. It's buffering that bad. Man, I'm sorry, guys. It looked like it appears to me from right that the signal is a good signal, and I just happen to like the spot that I'm in because uh, I'm here by this little wetland that's right here, and I'm here tonight at these benches and this nice sitting area that's right here. So I thought it'd be a perfect spot, but so I put out that video about the cop watch. That was something different I did. Wanted to do a little bit more of that, but I didn't want to do it in the immediate city that I needed to travel through where they actually may know me all the time, at least in this city. It's not that big of a deal, especially on something like that. Still have some stuff to post with that I did with News Now Houston that I haven't posted with yet because there's some big issues that we've come across with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. I'm not going to speak about it too publicly at the moment because I'm still trying to weigh my options in on it or open records. But from what I found so far, if I when I Googled pretty heavily, some of the general orders are kind of available that are out there online where people file complaints or and they may have been updated since then. And what I would like to do is kind of put that all together and put an issue out there saying, okay, so this trooper, and then maybe put my video out there because he News Now, Kentucky. Oh, yeah, you wish I would send them to me, but actually, Pound Sand, they was using one of Constitutional Heroes cameras, and I had at the time. Now the backup footage that I have that I had to use part of the way in there, I did use my regular setup, so it is probably a little fuzzy. But what I was wanting to do is since News Now Houston Hero have already put up there snippets of that same particular video. I have a little bit different audio. It was amazing how windy it was that particular day, and that even though Constitutional Hero News Now Houston and I were standing all right next to each other in close proximity. Excuse me. It was so windy that day that you couldn't hear what I was saying from Constitutional Hero at all. You couldn't hear me. News Now Houston, you can only hear a couple snippets, but you can so far. And I'm sorry, I keep having to hear these chats. They're just not posting like they should be. I keep having to go back and turning the chat box off and then back on to see what chats you have. I've gone live before and they've just popped up. Freaking Rican News Network. Hello. When I get my it was pretty dark. And it wasn't that particularly that late at night. I mean, it wasn't like it was midnight or 1 in the morning or whatever. But yeah, it was actually pretty dark. It's just that part of Clarksville goes dead at night. For the most part of it, you have to go down the road to hit a couple of the other bars or night spots or what have you. But right there, that's core town. It just kind of dies at night. So yeah, it was pretty dark. So another issue that I've come across that I've been I've seen in some videos, but listening to the not committing crimes as much as possible, whenever possible, and I don't know if it's the advent of the rapid communications and the internet. It's posted now. Maybe I wasn't paying attention to that when I was listening to the scanner in the past. Okay, I think I'm back. This morning I heard something interesting on the radio, this police scanner. And this one police agency, and it maybe I've heard before, but this one police agency control traffic. I don't know if it's a good safety thing or if that's would man, there's something out here that keeps getting me choked up. Yeah, I got to go back into these comments once again because, like I said, learning how to edit. How close are you to Chattanooga? News Now, Tennessee, a couple hours away. There, freaking Rican. Are you in the Chattanooga, Tennessee area? Nashville audit tomorrow evening. There's a lot of events where I'm going to be at tomorrow. I don't think I'll be able to do any audits tomorrow. Plus, I am. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be down and out of the audits here in Tennessee for a while. Unfortunately. Oh, okay. Well, sorry to hear that, constitutional hero. I guess I'll have to chat with you privately on that and send me an email if you had any. Let me know what's going on with that if you want to. Let me know who that is. I need someone to go out with me on my first audit. I live in North Georgia. But okay, freaking, you live in North Georgia. Kind of nervous. News Now, Kentucky. I would meet up with. Freaking Rican. Georgia has. I don't know. You probably know this more than I do. They have a lot more. Uh, Tennessee. One thing that Tennessee did in 1989, they completely revamped the criminal justice system. So it's kind of removed all of those older, archaic laws and kind of rolled them. I mean, we still have the same crimes for the most part, but they've kind of rolled them into basically, a lot of states have different assault and battery charges. Well, in Tennessee, battery is part of your assault charges. So it's just different elements. So, we have the same thing. Theft is theft. I mean, in Georgia, you might have, I know in Florida, what have you, you have like petty larceny and different gradients of theft, but it's all theft. In Tennessee, we call it theft. But at the what I'm getting at is they've got a lot more. I should get something to drink. They've got a lot more laws that they could pick and throw at you in Georgia than there is in Tennessee. I know that for a fact. Because they still have some type of loitering type laws that they could try to throw at you that we don't have here. I think they have your obstruction charges that are easier to try to do as an obstruction charge in Georgia. Tennessee we don't really necessarily have an obstruction charge. There's part of the disorderly conduct charge. Excuse me. Part of the disorderly conduct charge states if you're a hazard, if there's like a hazardous scene or something like that, but it's a lot more specific. But at the same time, they try to throw more of the fighting type words and what have you, and try to use your behavior and your words in Tennessee a little bit more than maybe they would in other states. But that's the bottom line on that one. Yeah, study your local ordinance, state statutes. Yeah, that's another thing. Serious developments. Okay, I got you. I'm saying, like I said, I know I've already said this before, but for whatever reason, the chats aren't popping up like they're supposed to be. I'm having to go back and open and close them, but excuse me, I'm getting choked up here for some reason or another. Yeah, auditing 101. Your local ordinances. If you all saw the News Now Houston audit in Oak Ridge, it did give you a little taste of how weak, excuse me, how weak most of the city ordinances are and how nearly unenforceable a lot of the city ordinances are in Tennessee. Not the same thing in Georgia. I believe they're misdemeanors in Georgia. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I think they're a lot easier. Something is getting to me out here. I can't talk for some reason. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to wrap it up because there's something out here that's got me to where I can't even hardly talk for some reason or another. So I was trying to see if it cleared up for a second. Yeah, but yeah, it's like a civil infraction, and they can't really arrest you for it in Tennessee. But if you refuse, but it is a way of IDing you. But I was going to talk about that a little bit tonight, but for whatever reason. So I'm going to have to go ahead and in this chat, I had a lot more to say, and probably won't go back live tonight. But at any rate, y'all remember Bankai? Yeah, I remember Bankai. You're going for is on the 29th. Excuse me. I don't know if I can make it there on the 29th, but I'd definitely be interested in trying to figure that out if I can. All right, guys. I'm y'all for stopping by.